Good morning, guys. We are going to start off our workout today with a dead bug extension. So we're going to have those knees at 90, hands overhead, and we're going to be extending opposite arm, opposite leg, really working into that core. You want to make sure that your back is flat on the floor. We're extending that arm and that leg, floating it above the floor. When we're in that crunch, we have our shoulders just slightly elevated off of the mat, and we are going to be here for 15 reps each side, so a total here of 30. Next, we are moving into our double leg lift. So again, back flat into the mat. We can have our hands just underneath that booty to help stabilize, and then we're going to float those legs down, again making sure we're not touching the floor, and then lifting up, giving a squeeze into that core at the top. You want to make sure that you're keeping that core pulled in, really activating those muscles for this move. Next, we have our single double bicycle. So we're going to do our traditional bicycle, elbow to knee, and then we're going to lift those shoulders up and reach for our heels into the double reach. And we are here, one full set equals 1 rep. And again, we're going to be doing each of our moves today for 15 reps. Now we have our reverse crunch. So we're going to point our toes and we're lifting from the core. We're not using any momentum here. So it's a lift up. Everything is going to be in the core. We are not using momentum. Like I said, it's going to be a very controlled lift as well as going back down. Now we have our side oblique leg lift. If you need to modify this move, you can just lift the top leg. We're going to do 15 reps on this side, and then the second set, on our second time through, we will hit the opposite side. And we made it to our first minute move. We have our windshield wipers. So we're keeping a straight leg, you can point those toes, and we're going side to side, making sure we're not lifting our shoulders up off of the mat. So that might look different for everybody's range of movement. Otherwise, we can bend those knees at 90, go side to side. A little bit more control here, but if you do want that challenge, just straighten out those legs and going side to side controlled. Again, we're here for 1 minute. All right, we are moving it into the booty now. So to start off, we're going to have our reverse lunge and then a knee tuck. And we're here for 15 reps. We will do the left side our first time through, and then on our second set, we will do the opposite leg. So going back into that lunge, making sure we're getting those knees 90-90, keeping that knee behind the front toe, trying to keep a straight back here as we go into that lunge, and just resting that knee right above the floor, not bonking it right down into the ground. This one is my favorite, you guys, the sumo deadlift and a squat. So we're gonna go down slow into our deadlift and then into our sumo squat, making sure we're hinging at our hips for our deadlift, pushing those hips back, really feeling that in those inner thighs. And then when we go down for our squat, we're squeezing those inner thighs to help on the way up. And we are here for 15 reps. So one deadlift and one squat counts as one rep. So take this time to catch your breath, really feel these movements, really make sure that you're mentally aware of what your body's doing through the motions, and you're activating all of those inner thigh muscles. All right, now we have our weighted bridge, so making sure that that weight is on the hips. You want to have your feet as close to your butt as you can for stability, and then we are just going to lift and lower. And at the top of that lift, give that booty a nice squeeze. I like to call it the ugly butt, where you're really deep into that squeeze at the top, and then lower. You do have the option, if you have loops at home, to use a loop on the thighs. You'll still feel this even if you don't have a loop. Now we have our bridge to clam, so we're going to bring those feet right next to each other. We're going to lift up into that bridge, and then we are squeezing those thighs out and back in. Very controlled here, and again, if you have a loop, you can use one. If not, you'll still feel this in the glute medius, that outer glute muscle. All right, we have our last booty workout. This is going to be a tucked up and over. So if you can see, there's a weight tucked behind my knee, and then you want to make sure you're having a flat back here, and you're going to lift that knee and then tuck it behind the opposite knee up and over, and then resetting. And again, this is going to be 15 reps on this side, and then the second set through, we will get the opposite side. Our final minute move to wrap it up is going to be our curtsy pulses. We are going to be, each side we will do for 30 seconds. So you're going to get back into the curtsy, and then we're just going to pulse 1 inch up and 1 inch down for 30 seconds. And then we will switch sides halfway through, and again go down into that curtsy and pulse up and down. Whew, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will catch you next time.